What if I told you that the secret to unshakable confidence was discovered nearly 2,000 years ago? It didn't come from a motivational coach. It didn't come from self-help books. It came from a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the most powerful empire in the world, and yet a man plagued by doubt, criticism, and pressure. But Marcus left behind a rule so powerful it still applies today. A rule that can silence insecurity, dissolve self-doubt, and give you unshakable confidence. In TSBDO, you'll learn that rule and how to apply it in your own life. Marcus Aurelius was no stranger to self-doubt. He was emperor during wars, plagues, and constant betrayal. Every decision he made was scrutinized, every mistake magnified. Yet instead of collapsing under pressure, Marcus cultivated an inner strength so steady that even his enemies admired it. And the rule he lived by was simple. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the timeless Stoic principle of focusing only on what you can control. And when you practice it, you'll discover a kind of confidence that no criticism, rejection, or failure can shake. Most of our insecurity doesn't come from reality. It comes from what we imagine others think about us. We fear rejection. We fear judgment. We fear failure before it even happens. But Marcus and the Stoics believe this is wasted energy. They taught that insecurity comes from placing your self-worth in things outside your control. If your confidence depends on other people's approval, you'll never feel secure. If your confidence depends on always succeeding, you'll crumble the moment you fail. The Stoics shifted the game. True confidence comes only from what you control. Your thoughts, your choices, your character. So what is the rule? Marcus Aurelius put it simply. The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or think or do. Only what you do. The rule is this. Anchor your confidence in your own actions, not in outcomes or opinions. Think about it. You can't control if people praise or mock you. You can't control if you win or lose every time. But you can control whether you showed up, gave effort, and stayed true to your values. Confidence is not about being perfect. It's about knowing that you acted with integrity. Seneca echoed this. A man who is good with himself is never at a loss for company. Confidence, in Stoicism, is an inside job. So the timeless rule is, focus your confidence on the one thing that can never be taken from you. Your own mind, your own actions. This flips the script. You don't need the world to approve. You only need to live in alignment with your best self, and that is unshakable. Here's how you can practice this today. The control test. Whenever you feel insecure, maybe before a presentation, a date, or a big decision, pause and ask, is what I am worried about within my control? If the answer is no, someone's opinion, the outcome, the reaction, let it go. It's not yours to manage. If the answer is yes, your preparation, your effort, your honesty, then focus only on that. For example, you can't control whether everyone loves your work, but you can control the quality of what you create. You can't control if someone rejects you, but you can control whether you approached with courage and sincerity. Confidence comes from mastering this test. It shrinks fear because you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, and you begin to realize that nothing can take away your effort, your choices, your character. The Stoics also used a technique called negative visualization. They would imagine the worst-case scenario before it happened, not to make themselves miserable, but to make fear lose its bite. Afraid of public speaking, imagine forgetting your words, people frowning, or someone walking out. Then realize, even if that happens, life goes on. You still breathe. You still grow stronger by rehearsing loss or failure in the mind. The Stoics built resilience. Seneca said, he robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. When you accept that failure and rejection are survivable, they stop being terrifying, and suddenly you can act with boldness. Confidence isn't I can't fail. It's even if I fail, I remain whole. This practice makes you fearless, because you've already made peace with the worst that can happen. Marcus Aurelius believed that true strength came from living by values, not results. He wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When you root your life in values like honesty, courage, or kindness, you no longer depend on external validation. You already know who you are. For example, imagine someone insults you. If your value is dignity, you don't need to lash back. You've kept your standard. If you fail at a goal, but your value is perseverance, then you didn't truly fail. You acted in alignment with your purpose. Confidence built on values cannot be shaken. It's not fragile because it doesn't depend on outcomes. The Stoics remind us, character is destiny. When you act with integrity, you walk with quiet confidence, regardless of what the world says. Let's apply this rule to modern life. At work, fear of failure is everywhere. But remember, you can't control promotions, bosses, or politics. You can control your preparation, your work ethic, your creativity. Anchor your confidence in effort, not outcomes. In relationships, fear of rejection paralyzes us, but rejection isn't in your control. What you control is showing up sincerely, being authentic. Even if it ends, your confidence doesn't collapse, because you stayed true to yourself. On social media, we fear judgment, ridicule, or not enough likes. But you can't control algorithms or opinions. You can control your message and your integrity. If you shared what you believe, you've already succeeded. And in daily anxiety, most fear is what if thinking. What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? But again, those outcomes aren't yours to control. Your preparation, your courage, your calm, always yours. Marcus Aurelius lived under more pressure than almost anyone in history. But his secret was always the same. Narrow your focus to what is yours, and in that, find peace. This is how Stoicism turns fear into confidence, by replacing uncertainty with control over the only thing that matters, your mind. So what happens when you live by this rule? You stop being paralyzed by fear of failure. You stop being crushed by rejection. You stop needing the world's applause. Instead, your confidence becomes unshakable. Because you know, no matter what happens outside, you control how you respond inside. This gives you freedom in every arena of life. Marcus Aurelius called it an inner citadel, a fortress of calm within your own mind. When you live from that place, no insult can touch you, no loss can break you, no fear can master you. And that, Marcus believed, is the true definition of strength. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but his greatest victory was over himself. He left us a rule that can make anyone emperor or ordinarily unshakable. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Remember the practices. The control test. Ask what's yours to control. Negative visualization, rehearse the worst, so it loses its sting. Living by values, anchor your life in integrity, not outcomes. Practice these, and your confidence will no longer depend on praise, success, or certainty. It will rest on something no one can take away: your own mind. That is unshakable. If this video helped you, share it with someone who struggles with self-doubt. And subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, psychology, and timeless philosophy to strengthen your life. Because confidence doesn't live out there. It lives within you.